What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today, we're gonna be going over the top 10 most underrated players in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So, could I be talking about about the leaks? I mean, I already spoke about them. So, I'll see what we see. If we see anything in the next 45 minutes or like 25, 30 minutes after this, I might make a video talking about it a little bit, but we all know the leaks. Whatever the hell a cryogenesis card is, I don't know, but we know cryogenesis cards are coming. But anyway, these are cards that are just severely underrated. Like, people have just, like, these are cards that you've just pretty much never come up against, and people don't realize how good they are. This is in no particular order, and some of these guys are not going to be particularly cheap. The first player, and this is one where it's like, I've never played against this guy, even though everyone knows how good he is. It's Matisse Thybulle. So if you guys don't know about Matisse Thybulle, like, he's not that cheap. Like, he is pretty much cheap. He's like 3k MT. He was down at 1k when he came out. So, like, he is very, very cheap. But, like, at that small forward shooting guard position, he's 6'5", he's got a long wingspan. Play him at the 2. His release is really, really good. He's got base 20. Got, like, all the shooting badges. Gold clamps, gold interceptor, a gold bailout. He's got menace. I like silver quick first step and stuff, which is not bad. He's a really good shooter. 86 3 ball. Not the greatest dunker. His handle's all right. 97 steal though. 92 perimeter defense. He's got pretty decent speed and 95 lateral quickness. As well as that, tendencies wise, 99 on ball steal, 99 pass interception. So, like, this is one of the best defensive players in the game. He's one of the better on-ball defenders, especially if you're playing against somebody. It's not as bad anymore with mismatch expert because of the left-right being patched, but he doesn't 6'3" guys do not trigger mismatch expert on him as well. So, like, this is one of the best on-ball defenders in the game, period. And for 3k MT, and not only that, he's 3k MT and nobody uses him. So, I get it, like Eddie Jones exists, but still, not even budget. You don't even see budget players using this guy. Matisse Thybulle has to be somewhere here. But a lot of people do rate him, so he's got to be somewhere low, or he's got to be the first player. Then, we're going to put a defensive point guard. It's Alex Caruso. Like, Caruso is so nice. Like, I don't know how people are... How people slept on this guy. Again, he's a little bit expensive. But he's not that expensive. Like 16, 17k. 15k. Like, you're getting a really, really good card for that. Like, Half Interceptor, the most overpowered Hall of Fame badge in the game. Like, there are badges, like, in my opinion, range is big. The biggest gap in any gold and Hall of Fame badge is Interceptor. Half Interceptor is so good. He's got, like, Fearless Finisher, Catch and Shoot, Break Starter, Dimer, clamps and gold. He's also got, like, gold quick first step. He's 6'4", long wingspan. His shooting's really good. He's got that base 17, which is a really good release. He's got 85 3-pointer, 85 driving dunks. So he's gonna dunk. He's gonna hit threes, and he also gets safe dunks. He very rarely gets blocked while going for a dunk. He's at 86 ball handle, 81 block, 95 steal as well, which is insane. Like, I play the guy. The guy plays at the 2 for me. He plays the 2 over Eddie Jones. And, like, Eddie Jones, a lot of people rate him a lot higher. I prefer Caruso. 87 speed, 87 speed ball, 87 acceleration, not bad at all. And 94 lateral quickness. That Half Interceptor, the way he can move a little bit. 82 mid-range. He hits a series meant fadeaway mid-ranges for me. It's kind of my go-to is the fadeaway mid. You him? You know, he doesn't have the badges for it. Like, he doesn't. He just plays, he just hits that shot. You would think, even though he doesn't have, like, difficult shots, he still hits those fades really, really well. So, I really like this card. Like, there's a reason why if I decide to sweat, if at any stage I sweat, what's that mode called? Clutch time. Caruso's in my squad. He's brilliant. And then we're going to go Ruby point guard. So, everyone knows what Marcus Smart. So, like, everyone is, like, we all know how good Marcus Smart is. Eric Snow's pretty damn good as well. So, like, Eric Snow, you're paying 5k rather than the 15k. So, he's 10k less. And they're both the same height. They both have a similar wingspan. They both have got... Well, Marcus Smart does have a better dribble style. Eric Snow does have base. I will say that. I say Eric Snow was fundamental. He doesn't have base. But catch and shoot, corner specialist, dimer, goal clamps, goal pogo stick, goal mismatch expert, goal lucky number 7. He's got goal quick first step, gold sniper, gold hot zone hunter, gold menace, gold ball stripper. He's got gold interceptor, silver interceptor, silver intimidator. He's also got like silver chef, silver limitless spot up, silver deadeye, and one of the easiest releases in the game to green. 22 is not a fast release. It is the easiest, probably the easiest release in the game to green. He's at 93 3 ball. He can't dunk though. He's basically Marcus Smart without the dunking and with a slightly worse dribble style but better ball handling. Is he as good as Smart? No. Like 94 speed, 2 ball acceleration, 95 lateral. He's really freaking good. Like, he is one of the better point guards in the game. He is. Like, he's not as good as Peyton, not as good as Dame, not as good as Ja, but like, he's better in my opinion than Walt. He's better than Strickland, way better than Kyrie, better than Kuzi. He's, in my opinion, better than Conley, but if you think Conley's better, that's cool. Way better than Schroeder, way better than D Brown, even Evote. Like, he's better than so many of these guys, and he's just 5k. And not only that, like, people don't even use him at 5k. If he was 5k and every single player used him, then you're like, okay, fair enough, like a Marcus Smart when he was 5k. But no, people don't even use Eric Snow. And in today's market, 5k for him is a bargain. And considering the fact that tomorrow's pack is going to be headlined by Jimmy Butler, I can't see the market going down anytime soon. The market only goes down, really, if there is a super good player that people can actually afford. Like, Smart's staying expensive as long as there are cheap players. Sorry, as long as there are good cheap players tomorrow, Smart's... Or if there are no good cheap players, Smart's going to stay at his ridiculous price. Then this is a weird one. Aaron Gordon. Like, this is a deceptively underrated card. Like, he's not cheap by any means, but he's a card that I've never played against. Never. I have not played against this dude once. Aaron Gordon is in and around 40k MT, which is not, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive either. 35k for Aaron Gordon. And what are you getting for 35k? You're getting a 6'8" guy with half corner specialists and a bunch of half dunking badges. He's got gold catch and shoot. He's got like gold pick dodger, gold clamps, gold interceptor, gold intimidator. He's got giant slayer on gold, downhill on gold, quick first step on gold. He's got pickpocket and menace on silver. And if you look at his stats, he shoots the mid, he shoots the 3. Plays a little bit in the post. 99 dunk, 86 ball handle. He's got really good ball handle for a power forward. Really good all-around defensive stats. 87 speed, 87 acceleration. The speed with ball is a little bit low. But he's also got 87 lateral quickness. So you're looking at a guy that does absolutely everything for 40k. And if you, for example, like, I get it. Jonathan Isaac is probably better than this card. And I get why he is super underrated. But, like, he's not that much worse than, like, a Batum. And you know what? I'm going to say it is. I know he is worse than a Paul George. He is a little bit worse than a Paul George. But he plays that kind of role. You can play him at the 3. He'll play defense. He'll hit shots. If you can get that release down, he's a really good player. And for this price, is he the best value card in the game? No. But I mean, if you're a big Magic fan, go ahead and use Aaron Gordon if you want. And then this guy here, like, I didn't rate the guy that highly. I have never played him. Like, Jaren Jackson Jr., I have never faced him once. I have been sweating this game. And I have never played against this guy. And he's, like, going down in price. As far as moments cards go, he's like, moments cards are never good value in this game. But he is. We are looking at, like, way under 20k for a top 8 center in the game. Like, we're looking at 14. I'm just buying him a 14k. I don't care. It might not be worth it tomorrow. It's 14,000 MT. But, like, he has one major problem. His hands are made of bricks. He will not steal the ball. He's at a 43 steal rating. He will get into animations with interceptor. The problem is the ball will hit his hand and just bounce back to the other team. That is a huge problem, is his steal rating. There's no way to get that up. But other than that, like I know he's basically even though stats look way off, offensively, he feels very similar to this Kevin Garnett. The big difference between him and Kevin Garnett is that KG gets that interceptor badge. Rim protector is, I mean, KG gets dunked on anyway. Like, I don't see the difference between gold and half with that. And KG gets half dream shake, which gets stun animations. The real difference is the half interceptor. Like, I've used both of these guys. The real difference between them is the fact Kevin Garnett has a better steal and half interceptor. But other than that, like, these guys are somewhat comparable players. Like, he's the closest thing you're going to get to a Kevin Garnett. Because of the way he moves, the way he plays on offense, and just the way he feels in game. His player build is basically the same as Kevin Garnett's. The only difference is that Kevin Garnett's biggest asset, the half interceptor, our Jaren Jackson Jr. doesn't have it. So, now, we're still, this is the most expensive player here. It's Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, he's not bad. Like, let's not lie here. Like, I'm not that high on Tim Duncan, but like, he's not even not bad. He's brilliant. Like, he is Kevin Garnett with a slightly worse jump shot. Although Tim Duncan's is easier to green. I will put that out there. I think Duncan's is easier to green. But Duncan's got like half post spin technician. He's gone half interceptor, half intimidator, half rebound chaser, which is something that Kevin Garnett doesn't have. He's got basically every badge you need on gold. Only a 75-3, but I mean, he hits from the corners very easily. Dunking pretty decent. Post game pretty much perfect. 79 ball handle is good. He's got a 76 steal, so plus 60 on Kevin Garnett with that half interceptor. 95 block. Speed a little bit lacking, but he feels good in game, and 81 lateral quickness. Like, Tim Duncan is, as an inside big, is fantastic. Like, he's fantastic. Like, I've seen some competitive players running Andre Drummond just for that half interceptor. I mean, Duncan can play. Duncan's basically better inside, slightly worse, or slightly better inside, slightly worse outside Kevin Garnett. There's not that much of a difference between these two cards, and I mean, like, I didn't rate him that highly, because when I was talking about him last week, I was like, okay, yeah, he's all right, he's good, but I thought he's gonna be like 300-400k. Dude's 100k. He's a lot better than Ray Allen, who's like 300k. He's not a bad price at all. Super underrated. Then we have got Jamal Mashburn. So these last four guys are guys that, look, are they the best value players in the world? No. They're really not. But people have just slept on them. Like, people just think these cards are straight up ass when they're not. Like, Jamal Mashburn. Would I ever spend 40k for him? No. God, no. But he's super underrated, because I remember I've talked about him in videos and people were like, Jamal Mashburn sucks. He's actually very solid. Like, his 6 Hall of Fame badges, brick wall is actually a weird cheesy one. Like, if you can run small forward to point guard pick and rolls with half brick wall. Like, you don't understand how cheesy that is. So smaller, like, wings, for some reason, wings and point guards set the best screens in the game. But if you can actually start setting screens with your small forward, you can get into some weird mismatch situations. Slithery's alright, Hot Zone Hunter is alright, but some not great Hall of Fame badges. And a lot of really good gold ones as well. Obviously, can't shoot from deep. Has got that base one, which is a really good release in my opinion. He has got an 87-3, 89 mid. Like, if you're looking at all these stats, outside of some defensive stats in the 70s, like steal and block, he's a decent perimeter, decent interior, good speed, good rebounding. He's a solid, I mean solid, small forward / power forward, who can be very good in weird niche situations where you're using him as a screener. Then we got Tobias Harris. Like, this guy has really, the way people use Carmelo Anthony as like this spot up shoot, as a wide-bodied spot up shooter who can play a little bit of defense. I mean, Tobias Harris does that as well. He's not, obviously not as good as Melo, but like for like 26k, 25k, he does play the Melo role. I hate to admit it, like, he plays the Melo role and he plays it well. So like, if you compare these, let's compare these two guys. Because I think he's just a downgraded version of Melo. He's like a 20k version of Melo. So if you're looking at badges, catch and shoot, Hall of Fame, corner space Hall of Fame, set shooter, doesn't really matter. Hall of Fame, slippery off ball. But if you're looking at his gold badges, he gets like gold pick dodger, gold interceptor, gold limitless spot up, he gets gold blinders. He's also got like gold bailout, gold sniper, gold deadeye, mouse in the house, hustler, post playmaker. as well as only bronze clamps when he's better than none. He doesn't get chef or quick first step, which isn't ideal, but I mean, most people just use Melo as a spot-up shooter. And his player build is basically the same as Melo's. 85-3 is a -3, but I mean, he's got base 70 on quick. He's going to hit them. He's got the badges to hit them as well. Again, you give him like Steph Curry with a guy with floor general, suddenly he has up to a 94. 84, decent post game. Ball handle 83. It's fine. Speed -11. That's the big difference. Where you go from the 90 speed to the 90 speed, or 90 speed to 79 speed. But if you use, again, if you have a coach that boosts +5 speed, if you, same lateral, and if you just use them as spot-up shooters, Tobias Harris plays that role really, really well. I genuinely think he plays it at quite a similar role to Melo. Melo's obviously better. The speed is what really separates Melo. But Tobias has that extra inch of height, gold interceptor and stuff. I mean, he's still pretty damn good. He's pretty good for his price. Then we got Millsap. So this is a niche player that a lot of you guys are not going to like, but I really do. And let me explain why he's a niche player and just where he can be really effective. So for 5,000 MT, you're probably thinking, like, why would you ever use Millsap? But he's got one Hall of Fame badge, Tire Defender, which is an alright badge. His 22 golds include like Brick Wall, Post Spin Technician, Drop Stamper, Box, Clamps, Hook Specialist, Off Ball Pest, Pogo Stick, Post Lockdown, Back Down Punisher, Rise Up, Slithery, Set Shooter, Quick First Step, Green Machine, Post Playmaker. Like, these are some decent badges. But it's the post spin. You won't understand unless you play the way that I play. He's got a good 3-ball. He's got a decent ball handling. Terrible steal and block rating. But there's just something. His player build is so wide. His speed is very similar to Tobias Harris. Really good lateral as well. Really solid lateral. There was something about Paul Millsap. Really wide player build. Play him at the 3 and post up. It's a tactic that it's a bold tactic. It's something that not a lot of people will do. But I'm telling you, first of all, he's a decent cone. He sets the biggest screens in the game at the 3. Use him as a screener at the 3. Use him as a post-up player at the 3. And he's very, very effective. He can play bully ball. There's a lot of things Millsap can do that are really weirdly effective. That's the best way to describe it. He is weirdly good. A lot of people will say that they don't rate him at all. But no, I think he is very deceptively good in this game. That's why he's underrated. And last up, this guy's a cone. He's a cone, but he's a pretty good one. John Havlicek. Like, not only is this, like, this guy's cheap, whatever. But people were calling this guy a bum when he came out. Yeah, he's not Hondo last year. But, like, he's still cheap. The market is at an all-time high. And this guy is sitting here at 3,000 MT. Like, you can't... Like, there are literally guys that can barely put the ball in the basket at 3K in this market. He is just so high. Like, there are so many Ruby cards that are more expensive than this card now. They're nowhere near as good. Like, look what you're getting with Hondo. You're getting a good 3-pointer. Not the greatest dunk, but you're getting really solid defensive stats. Not the greatest speed, but passable speed. Good lateral quickness. And in badges, you're getting Half Hustler, which is a really important badge. Because Half Hustler players just get the ball. It's a weird one. Like, the ball will be there to be won. The Half Hustler player will just get it. That's one of the badges, new badges I don't mind that they added in. Like, players do... Well, to be fair, if you don't hustler, players just stand there and watch the ball. But, every player... Like, I think every player should play like they have bronze in every badge. Because that's a weird thing in 2K, where it's like, for hustler, if a player doesn't have hustler, they'll stand there and watch the ball. At least if they got bronze and the ball's right beside them, they'll grab it. Whereas half hustler players just grab just ridiculous balls. But, he's got, like, catch and shoot. He has got glue hands, which is, again, the great catch the ball badge. But he's got, like, clamps, interceptor, all of those key badges. He's got Deadeye, sniper as well. He's got that base 17, which is a really good badge. He's not going to do much else. He's a cone, but he's 3,000 MT, and people still are sleeping on him. Like, I'm seeing people going out there with, let me see, Ruby, minimum buyout, 3K. Position, small forward. Like, I'm seeing more guys probably spending more than 3K on Pokashevsky. Like, I'm seeing guys use that instead of using, like, a Honda who's better and cheaper. So yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. That is the video. These are my most underrated players. Let me know who you agree with, who you don't. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.